obviously at last year you guys were talking about, well, 11-2 wasn't good enough. We still got to prove it. 5-7. So I guess what's the outlook that you guys feel is going to be a better player?
So you definitely got to think about the year we had last year. It sits in the back of your mind. You don't want to let it affect the next year that you're going to play, but you got to have it kind of as a motivation to do better. And I think it really hit home. Every game's a war, and you got to be ready to play every game. We battled some injuries last year, which there's no excuse for losing games or whatnot. But that was a tough part of the season last year. We lost a lot of guys due to injury and other reasons, and I think that was a tough thing for sure. But I think this year going into it, the guys are a lot more focused and ready to go because we don't want to repeat what happened last year.
How were some of the things you worked on maybe some of the season?
This season, my biggest thing is bigger, faster, stronger, and then getting in the meeting room and just watching film and making sure that I know all the details, the ins and outs, and making sure that I really fully understand the defense, and that way I can almost be like a coach on the field. You can understand what the guys are doing behind you, in front of you, and that way how it all works together. So that way, if something's wrong, you can even help the other guys. So it just helps. I think that's a big thing.
But obviously after the spring, you had the guys with Portal, Peyton, and Keon, and just other guys. Losing a couple of talented players and veterans. I guess how do you guys kind of react to that, especially with Peyton being out and slide by?
It's tough, but there's nothing you can really do about it. They're doing what they think is best for their situation, so you can't be mad at them. And if that's what they think is better for them, that's what's better for them. It's unfortunate, but now it's kind of we're gonna have to see what steps up. And that's what we just know that there's gonna be guys that are gonna have to show up for us this year, and I think they know what's gonna happen. I think the defense is gonna have to step it up, and we're gonna have to play much better than we did last year, and I think we all know that. But I think that's the goal as a team, just to be better.
From a small town, you get a little taste of football your freshman year, and then you go, bowl events of MVP, just kind of what your career path is. Is this what you envisioned when you got to Michigan State, or is this kind of?
No, it's just been a blessing, honestly, because honestly in high school I didn't even know if I was going to play football in college or not until junior year, and then got a first offer, and then things started rolling, and then I just thought, wow, okay, there's a chance I'll be out there. And then kind of my redshirt freshman spring, I kind of just got an opportunity. I just ran with it and just never looked back. I can't ask for anything better than what happened. When you dream this stuff, it's been unreal so far.
You go home and you get it. So, I know you played with some talented high school teammates in junior fun, something like that. But still to be in that state, I know you got it. Feel good when you get home, so your current family.
Yeah, it's always good to see family. Everyone from my hometown, even people around the area. It's not even just my hometown. Everyone's really supportive. They say what's up, and they're always rooting for the green and white. Whenever I'm out there, it's just nice to know that I got a family and friends from back home. They're always watching every Saturday, Friday, whatever day we play on. There's always people, and then there's a lot of people that even travel. So it's cool to see the people that support you, even though you're 8 hours away, or the support that follows you, even though you're not necessarily.
Do you consider yourself to be old school?
Yeah, I would say so. Very much so.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. just not very. I would say outgoing. I don't think of myself as very flashy. Pre-game, I don't listen to music. I don't do anything. I'm pretty much just sitting there, wait till the game starts, put my pads on, 10 minutes before we go into my walk.
So is that just how you've always been like? Is that easier for you then?
Yeah, I would say so. I'm very low key. I think I don't know. I've never been thought of myself as flashy or I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school. I guess that's what I describe it.
What's your mentality like when you're out in the football?
Just tough. I think I just want to be tough. One of the toughest guys on the field. Not even the hardest worker. I think that's the two things that really make me the player I am. It's just how hard I work, and then the toughness of it.
I've heard all these nicknames. Do you like any of them? What do you think when you hear all those nicknames? As such an old school guy and kind of a keep to himself type of guy.
Yeah, I just think they're funny. I don't really get into it that much, but people say it. I got it's just funny. I think at this point, I don't care what people call me. I think it's just funny that how it all works out. People just call police names. I don't even know where they came from or how they even got them. But I think it's just funny to be honest.
How come you don't wear anything?
The gloves I don't wear because when I was younger, my dad he didn't let me wear gloves like growing up. So that's kind of been like instilled in my head since like the little leagues, like 8 years old, like all the way up through. So I've never worn gloves. Just how it's been.
How different is the mentality in the midst of a season that winds up 11-2, each one top 10 finish versus the middle of last season, like the vibe in the locker room, trying to keep each other motivated?
It's definitely tough for sure because like when you win, everybody's happy. Like there's no, you can't. I mean, you can always get better. You know, that's just the way it is. But losing's tough because the amount of work you put in all week and then to not get the job done on Saturday, it just takes a piece of your soul. Just losing is just so hard, and then to stay mentally like in the season and like this is just tough because everyone's just like so down on stuff because you start questioning like what are we doing wrong, what's the issues, and then you gotta kind of get that out of your head and just get to the mindset like after on Sunday is over, on Monday after the meetings, you gotta just get it out of your head, and get back to the team that we can be. So it's like it is a tough like transition kind of, you know, and how I'll explain it. I think I can.
With the transfer portal, we always focus obviously on the players that leave and the decisions that they made. But for you and the players that have stayed in the program, you know, how different is it when you see guys that you toiled with, lifted weights with, done all the things, and then they make a decision to move on?
It depends. It can be hard, especially if like you're close with somebody that decides to leave. It's tough because then it's like your friend or someone you've been to college for a couple of years, and then you lose them. So guys like you live with and stuff like that, you lose them, and then you go from sweating with them every single day to not seeing them at all. So I mean that's tough. I think that's a tough part of college football nowadays. But I think that like seeing you guys, I mean you're always happy for them and you always want them to make the best decision for themselves. So I think that's the biggest thing that people really got to understand and why people are doing what they're doing and things of that nature.
Cal, Coach talked about beefing up the defensive line and getting bigger up. What have you seen from like the whole unit of how things are coming together?
I would say bigger guys, just like it makes them tougher to block. They can eat up linemen and it makes my life easier because then there's a lot more. It's a lot more clear and there's not as much gray. I mean, like if there's a gap open, it's because they're out there eating up 2 blocks here and there. And I think it just makes it easier for like specifically linebackers to see like where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing. Like it just opens everything up.
You guys kept losing bodies up front. What is that like?
It's tough. I mean, you get used to playing with certain guys, and then you're just constantly rotating between guys that might not have as much experience. So for them to get that experience, I think will benefit us this year greatly. And I think it was hard for the transition, but we needed to have that next man up mentality that they need to get the job done, and that's what it is, and that's just tough. But that's what we expect, and that's what we demand. So when people are in, their jobs get the job done. It's as simple as that.
I know, Coach, towards the end of the year, you guys played a lot on team. It seemed like the 4-3 was working. Jacoby coming back, is that something you guys should go for?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll try to get more 4-3, and I'm not sure exactly what the game plan is. I'd have to talk to them a little bit more, but I think that the 4-3 I think it's a great defense. I think it allows bigger bodies to be out there on the field, more linebackers on personnel linebackers.
If you have Aaron how does that change the dynamic allow you?
They're just versatile, so like it just helps. Like it doesn't just help me; it just helps the whole defense because then you can put them in a bunch of different spots, different places on the defense, and then you can use them to your advantage. So then, the offense will have less of an idea of who's coming from where, who's doing what. So it's kind of like disguising in a way. Yeah, but I think those guys are really good passers. Like they're very versatile and they can do a lot of good things. And I think that we're going to utilize them in every way we can, and that's just what we're going to have to do to be the best team we can be.
Cal, some easy questions for you. I already got the picture.
Yeah.
Let's talk about family. What does family mean to you?
It's everything. I mean, I talk to my family at home like every day, and it's like just important because those are the people you grow up with. I mean, when you live with them, it's tough sometimes, but as soon as you move away, it's a lot different, and you care about them. You always want to talk to them and just be around them.
And let's talk about chemistry major, academics. I mean, what does that mean to you? You're a chemistry major. I mean, what does that mean to you? Obviously, besides just playing on the field, but academics are important to you.
Yeah, I knew like I was coming to school, and I mean, student athlete, it's part of the name, and I don't think coming to school and getting a degree that I don't see myself using or like having a backup plan for what's going to happen, because I mean, everybody's dreams to play in the NFL and play football as a professional, and that would be awesome, but to fall back on something like a good degree from a very good school is just something that I thought was important to me, just to make sure that I had something.
Last question. What does it mean to you to be here representing Michigan State?
It's an honor. I mean, it's just such a great school, and the guys that have come here before us to represent the school, it's just an honor, and I think I appreciate the opportunity to come here, even though I'm not very good at all this media stuff. I'm doing my best, but I appreciate everything that I've been allowed to do, and the opportunity to come represent the school.
Thanks. We'll tag in Instagram stories. You did just fine.
Thank you.
You're good. I've been doing this for years. You did great.
Thank you.
Coach Tucker's he was talking about how practice shifted a little bit this spring, trying to keep guys healthy. What has that been like for you?
I think it's been really good. I think it's smart too. I mean, there's a point where you gotta be physical and you gotta beat yourself up a little bit, but then there's a certain point where you gotta be like, all right, that's enough, and you can get a lot of good work in, I think, without being as brutal on each other or physical. It just allows guys to stay healthier and fresh longer, and I just think it's really key for the season, because the season's long, and people getting hurt happens, but if you can prevent it as much as possible, that's the most ideal thing.
Did you feel any different like at the end of spring?
Yeah, I would say so. I felt a lot more fresh. I think. I mean, I had a class conflict, so I missed some classes or some practice time anyway. But like, I was able to maintain a good weight. I wasn't like losing a bunch of weight. I was able to be at practice and not even be healthy and not feel like too drained or beat up from just practice, because it's tough. Practices are tough and it's long. So the more fresh you can feel and the better you can feel, the better you'll play.
What's the best or like most unusual NIL opportunity?
Me, I don't know. The best one, we did have a team one. It was the UWM. I thought that was a really good one because it was just for the whole team, and we were able to everybody was just get a little more money in their pockets, and I think it was just good for guys, because not everybody's on full scholarship or whatnot, so I think that helps those guys too a lot, and I think it's just a good opportunity for everyone to get a little bit more.
Some guys work out places, cars,
Yeah.
farm equipment.
No, nothing crazy for me. No, I haven't got that far out in the NIL world.
Something also has for guys. Going in and out of college kind of always challenging. What's the best road hotel you guys have stayed at in the Big Ten? Which team works?
That's I think Purdue was pretty decent, or Ohio State. I think those are both pretty nice hotels. Actually, no, Miami. Miami is a really nice hotel, but that's not the Big Ten, so I guess I'll skip that. That's a good one. But I think Purdue or Ohio State, we stayed at pretty good hotels. The worst one was probably Illinois. I don't know. Yeah, the hotel just wasn't the same. But it is what it is. It's a business trip, so we're there for the job to get done, not really the hotel review.
You're not leaving any Yelp reviews?
Yeah.
If there's a player that you feel could really break out in mobile free agent this season, who would you apply?
Offense or defense, doesn't matter. I think Jacoby could be a really good player. I think he is very versatile, and I think he'll be a guy that we'll really lean on, and I think he'll be used in all different sorts of ways. And he was very versatile last year. I mean, he led the country in forced fumbles, I think, and I mean, coming back next year, and if we missed a couple games, he's hungry and he's ready to go.
Exactly. And you went there? Your daughter. Okay. Nice.
She played softball.
Okay. What do you use?
She graduated Coach Jay.
I think a big thing we're definitely going to emphasize is staying healthy, because that was tough. Like, not playing with guys you're used to playing with, and guys being hurt. It's hard. Just focusing on the little details and making sure that we do everything right. Like, even if it's like just being on time, making sure like there's nothing like that going wrong. Because outside of football, it's a distraction. So just making sure that we're on time, we're very focused and locked into the little things, and making sure that we just do our jobs, because that's, I think, the biggest problem we've had.
I'm bilingual. She says I cuss.
What are you most eager to see this year? Like, where do you think, where are you intrigued by your roster or places, positions that have developed? What are you
I'll
kind of
never
curious to
forget
see?
that.
I'm excited for the defense. I think there's a couple new guys that we have up front. I mean, Simeon's been there for quite some time, but we got a couple guys up front. I'm excited to see how they all pan out. I think they're going to be a tough front four to play. I think the back end is getting a lot better too. They've shown a lot of strides. They've been working on communication, making sure they're doing the little things right, and that's been the emphasis. And I think that the defense we're showing a lot of improvement, and I'm excited to see what week one has in store.
Now, is there any sort of a push and eagerness to the last couple of years you guys have kind of survived as a group a little bit, to be a group that is a strength of reason for wins?
Yeah, I think this year we're gonna have to really. I think we need to step it up a little bit and like be a defense that Michigan State's been known for. Like we've been known for. That's a really tough defense, and I think that this year we need to really get back to the roots and really show that we're a really tough defense, and because we have the capabilities, we have the people, and I think we just need to get it all together and show it on the field.
What would it take for you to start wearing pads? What would it take?
I don't know. Maybe some money, or I don't know. Broken? Yeah.
Have you ever taken a bruise or a shot and gone, oh shoot, I should look at something?
No. The only time I broke my thumb, but that was 2021. But other than that, no. I've been pretty fortunate with that stuff. But no, nothing bothers me too much. My hands usually get pretty swollen by the end of the season. They need a break after the season, but otherwise, no. I think it's okay.
Why do you?
Yeah, I've just always done that. I don't know. I don't know. I just never really got into it. High school, little league, junior high, you name it. I never wore gloves, so I just carried it on basically, and that's just how it's been. Yeah, at this point I don't know. There's a lot of them. Some of them are pretty wild, but I just go with it, and I think it's funny. I just laugh about it usually, but I don't really buy into it too much. I just listen.
So you've been asked about the glove thing a couple times here. Do your teammates still get on you, or are they just like that's old news at this point? Or?
Yeah, no, at this point it's old news. They just let it go. So I mean, even like the equipment staff and like all that, they know, like they'll set new gloves out for like the new games, and like I won't have anything over there. So it's just funny how it all works out. But I just don't have gloves. I don't wear them. I don't know why. Just never have. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's just experienced guys, and we're really close too. I think that plays a big role in it as well. I think that we're showing that we're going to be ready to show up in all the games and be ready to be like a strong group, I'd say, on the team overall, and like really hopefully put a little weight on our shoulders and be able to be difference makers in the game. I think that we have a good group, and that we can be able to do that. And I think that will just make everybody play a little bit better. As we play better, I think everybody else will want to play better. So I think we'll really, I think we'll just bring everybody up with us.
I know you guys struggled against the pass the last couple of years. I guess what would you like to hang your hat on?
I would say tough. Like after playing us, I would just want to say like that I don't want to do that again. Like I want to be in the ice bath, like just tough, physical. That's what I would say. I mean, that's how I like to say I play, and I think that's a good identity to have as a defense, because if you're doing that, then you're doing something right. If they're hurting, I think you got the job done.
An emphasis on getting bigger. What do you like about those guys moving forward?
I think it's just going to be fun, because I think bigger guys, we actually ended up doing that a little bit at the end of last season. So, and I thought it helped with the run game, I think, and I think that'll be an emphasis that they'll be able to beat up a lineman, and I think that's going to be a key thing for us, and help with the run game, and then that way we can use them for everything. And they're all pretty they're all athletic too, so they're going to be able to move and do everything that some even lighter guys that wouldn't even be able to do. So I'm excited to see what they can do and help us out this year.
You pulled in the front seven. When you look at it as a whole front seven with you guys, all the dudes you guys bring back, do you feel like there's some opportunity for like versatility with different skill sets at the backer, different skill sets at the line, and mix and match them?
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a lot of versatility, and I think that guys are going to be used to their best advantage. Like, so we know what guys can do, and we're going to try to use that when we can. And the guys are just going to help us. I know the more guys you have that can be out there is the better, because that means they're helping the team. That means not everybody's taking 90 reps a game, or to get a little bit of a break, fresher, and it'll just help the defense, I think.
I remember we talked to you a little bit in spring. You look big. Have you added some weight?
Yeah, I'm a little heavier.
Okay. Did you want to do? I mean.
Yeah, I would.
Why,
Yeah.
I guess. Why?
I was skinny. I wasn't as big. I was a little skinny to be a linebacker in the Big Ten. I mean, I weighed probably all season last year 220-ish. I was light. I was pretty skinny. So this year, I'm pretty heavy now. I gained a couple pounds, but the biggest thing was just be bigger. I mean, there's not many linebackers in the NFL that are probably 220 pounds. So that's a big thing too, is you want to be big, and then you got to be able to move at the weight you're at. So that was a big thing, just being able to be fast and still be big. And I think that's my biggest emphasis, in the lifting aspect of everything.
What number do you want to be at?
If I'm over 230, I'll be fine. So I think I'll actually lose probably some weight through camp and stuff too. So I think I'll be at a pretty good weight from the beginning for the start of the season. But I would say over 230.
Kind of looking forward to that. You were just talking about being physical and ice fast. Is that kind of you sometimes when you're playing at that lighter weight and getting 12 tackles a game or whatever?
Yeah, I'd be sore. There's a couple games I'd be a little sore, but nothing too crazy. I feel like I'm pretty reckless out there with my body. I just going to hit somebody, and that's just the way I play football. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be sore regardless. There's not much to it. I wake up in the morning, and sometimes it's tough getting out of bed.
What was your and your people's, your family and friends' reaction to the Penn State game moving to that fourth year? What's that going to be like for you? I know with your connections to the program and being close to home.
It's going to be cool. There'll still be a lot of people out there, even though it doesn't matter the day. My family, they always try to get to that game no matter what, even if it's out here, if it's at Penn State. So they're excited. It's just going to be exciting to play in another NFL stadium. I mean, that's the third, or fourth place that we played in now, or I've played in. So I think it's just cool to play in all these stadiums. So I think it's a different opportunity, and it's a unique experience that not everybody gets to have. So it's just fun. It's just going to be a good time, a business trip, but it'll be cool,
When you think about that Penn State game, do you think that could be that rival? End of the season rival, like George Pearl years ago wanted to establish our land grant. Do you think that would be a justified rival that you're always playing Penn State in Week 12, whereas Michigan's playing around?
Yeah, it is, and I think it's a fun game. It's kind of that home, that's home. Pennsylvania's home to me, so
right.
it's got its own not personal, but it's Penn State, it's home. You want to be at home. That's what I think, and it's fun. All my siblings are Penn State, either students or alumni, so they'll still cheer for me either way. They'll be wearing the green and white. It doesn't matter, but it's just a fun game, and it's special. It's playing wherever we play, if it's at Beaver Stadium, the Lions, Ford Field, or even in East Lansing. I think we just went to a baseball game. It was actually pretty fun. It was the Lugnuts game over in Lansing. It was just fun. We were just hanging out and just messing around, just being guys, because you got to get out of the football world a little bit, because you do that for 5 or 6 hours a day, or you go lift and run, and all you guys talk about is football. Yeah, there's life outside of football, so it's good to get like closer with the guys outside and just talk and hang out and be kind of people instead of just like. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was when we got back. I think the first week we got back from December. I don't know. I think it was January. That was really, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, that was fun. That was cool. Because you just see the competitive nature of everybody and people just getting into it, and people just are competitors, and that's just the way we all are built, and our mindsets are. We like to win. Losing is tough.
Cal, so many of the coaches, we've asked them about the transfer portal, the 60 days, 45 days after the end of the regular season, then 15 days from mid-April to April 30th. What, from a player's perspective, thinking, are some of my teammates going to leave? I mean, does that weigh on you? Do you think about that, or where are you at as a player in the transfer portal?
I think it's hard. I think people do. I think there's good reasons to go on the transfer. I think there's bad reasons to go on the transfer portal. But I mean, if people think that transferring is the right thing for them, then that's the right thing for them. But I don't think it's necessarily a good thing for me. I think I have a really good opportunity where I'm at, and I really am just happy with what I'm doing. But like there's been friends that have been on the team that transferred, and it's hard to see them go. I think that's probably the hardest thing. Is like we're still kind of like, we're not kids, but we're kids, and we like hang out, and go to school together, and we sweat, we do all that stuff, and you make those bonds, and then to see someone leave, it's just like that can
like
be tough.
After spring ball, you've gone through.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you just went through that, and
Yeah.
then they take off. I mean,
Yeah.
and then your roster is incomplete. Isn't that frustrating?
Yeah, that can be frustrating because sometimes if you don't have the right number of guys or the right like personnel, like you don't have enough people to do, you can't practice right, or like practice gets messed up, and it's a pain in the butt to do stuff like when it's just not right. When you know like it should be a certain way and then it's not. That does get under my skin when things aren't like right, or I get pretty upset when things go wrong sometimes. But yeah.
So you can't relate to transferring from Michigan State?
No, I can't. I don't think it's possible. I'm happy where I'm at, and I think there's just no place that I'd rather be. Yeah. So it's not as bad as you think. It really just depends on the person coming in. Usually the guys that are coming in, they're excited to get there, and they're really like just jump into the culture and like be a part of it, and so that makes it easy. I mean, when guys are excited about being in the new spot, and they're willing to like adapt to the culture and just be like a part of the team, and just not be strangers. I mean, it takes time to adapt, to get used to everything, but I think that like bringing along people, you just kind of gotta be a rock sometimes too. Like let them figure it out on their own, but like also bring them in. Like it's like a push and pull kind of thing, you know. So you gotta have that. You gotta be that shoulder for them to ask questions or like lean on, or if they need some time, like figure out what they're thinking or whatnot. But I think it goes rather smoothly when they commit to Michigan State. I think people are happy, and they usually fit in pretty well.
Last question.
It's like you talk about the leadership and team and stuff like that. What's the state of it like? I assume you guys probably know that. Is it still in progress thing, you think? Have you made progress with something? Where's the sort of the current state of where do you guys still want to get to?
I think it's in a good progress. I think we've been going in the right direction. I think we've been going out of our way to make sure we see each other outside the building and make sure we do stuff as a group and make sure we're just getting closer, and that's been the big focus. And I think it's only gonna get better. I mean, we at least see each other once a week, and that's been our goal. Just make sure we do something other than football as a group once a week, and then hopefully it goes to more, or like even like just other stuff. And like and it will. And I think it'll, as the years progress, and that it'll slowly get better.
Did you get a sense like in the offseason at some point that that was needed, that type of stuff?
Yeah, I think it's good for the culture. I think it's good for the people. Makes people feel more welcome to, especially like when we was talking about transfers and stuff. I think that's a big thing. Just helping guys get used to being around other people, learning names, because sometimes that can be tough. You come in and 100 new guys, that's a tough thing.